This is the 2019 Open to Growth speech authored by Mr. Houlihan. As I read, you should underline or annotate any specific examples of open to growth that you see in the speech. I tried edamame at lunch last week. This, in my experience working with middle school children, is often misunderstood open to growth. Our younger students often cite their willingness to eat a new food at lunch or try a new co-curricular they never thought they would like, and they are so wrong about its real meaning. Being open to growth is how you respond when something doesn't work. It's how you respond when you are told, not that way, this way. Sometimes it's a person who gives you tough advice, a stern correction, a helpful tip, or a kind reminder. Other times, it's an opponent who just straight up defeats you, leaving you searching your mind for what went wrong so that next time you are ready. It often takes children a long time to develop the self-reflection and maturity to be truly open to growth. Other times, it is a deeply embedded character trait that shines brightly for all to see. Our award recipient today is one of those people. In the fall of 2015, Ms. Fleming said he showed true courage by sharing his experiences and feelings with his group members. In the spring of 2016, Mr. Rathie said he comes to class just ready to work. In the fall of 2016, Ms. Rogers said he took responsibility for his actions and made the correct adjustment. In the spring of 2017, Mr. Carroll said he improved so much in music since the beginning of the year, even when it is hard to understand, he has been persistent. In the fall of 2017, Mrs. Boyle said he took his study plan seriously in science and was prepared for his quiz because of it. In the spring of 2018, Mr. Mason said that everyone should watch him even when he has work in front of him. He doesn't give up. He doesn't complain. He will wrestle with the work until he has used every ounce of his effort. Mr. Swanson said he faces challenging work with bravery and wit, and I can't agree more. When a challenge arrives and your default response is bravery, wit, persistence, and growth, that's special. Today, I'm so proud to highlight a person who embodies being open to growth, one who is receptive to advice and willing to try again and again, no matter what. Lastly, in the fall of 2018, while on the field trip to Google headquarters, one of the panel members said in response to a question this student asked him, "Wow, that's a really good question. Seriously, I do a lot of interviews, and that's something that I ask people who apply for jobs here. Maybe someday I'll ask you." I have no doubt that if he set his mind to it, he could achieve that. I am proud to present to you the 2019 Award for Being Open to Growth. Congratulations, Mr. Caden Jackson, class of 2019. So that was the speech for 2019. Here's the speech for 2018, authored by Mr. Kemper. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to set the stage for a scene. Day one. It's a low-energy, rainy day. Seventh grader eagerly enters the college persistence office, hall pass in hand, ready to go to work for himself. Mr. Kemper, where did you go to high school? What was it like? Did you enjoy your experience there? Why? Day two. Mr. Kemper, what about college? Where did you go? What did you study? Why? Mr. DiPiero, what about you? Why? Day three. Mr. Kemper, can I have a pass for CP? I'd like to do some research of my own. Day four. Mr. Kemper, you forgot my pass. Day five. Mr. Kemper, what's a charter school? What does that mean? Are they college prep? For the young man in question, this scene is ordinary. It's seeking information, filing it securely away, working to expand upon it, consistently searching for ways to grow and become stronger. It's what you do. A 5-day series of questions on high school placement sounds like a job of college persistence counselor. In fact, it's just another day for Eddie Taylor. Mr. Taylor is a scientist, a robot maker, a poet, a doer. He spends each breakfast crafting his chess game, challenging himself, making his peers better along the way. As a parent of a 3-year-old, I'm intimately familiar with curiosity in its purest form. In most cases, for most humans, this curiosity ebbs, is muted by time. But not for Mr. Taylor, who is among the most curious students I've had the pleasure to know. He is always seeking to learn, to better himself, and to be in closer relationship with those around him. Like so many of the most thoughtful, informed, accomplished people who have walked this planet, Mr. Taylor knows that with each person he encounters, there is a vast set of knowledge and experiences from which he can grow. But Mr. Taylor takes this a step further. There is personal benefit, yes, but more importantly, Eddie sees the inherent goodness in those around him. Beyond his own learning, he knows his neighbor, too, could use a good conversation, a compliment, the opportunity to talk about their day. He knows they're growing as well. For Mr. Taylor, the classroom doesn't end when he leaves room 201. It's the beginning. Eddie, you're going to ITW David Spear Academy. It's college prep. I hope they're ready for you. I know you're ready for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so pleased to present to you the winner of the 2018 Grad Award for Being Open to Growth, Mr. Eddie Taylor. So you've now just had two speeches, two examples of people that won the Grad Award, were voted by their peers and adults for being exemplary at that. And you are now going to do a deep dive. And why we're doing this deep dive. CJ is different. We focus on Cure Personalis, care for the whole person. As a student, you don't just care about your academic development, your athletic development, or just your social development. You reflect on your development in its entirety so that the reflection can help guide your life to decisions and lead you to the ultimate goal, which is to live with God forever. AMDG, everything for the greater glory of God, right? So you're going to use these open to growth definitions. Remember, the first kind of bullet points clumped together are just the basics. Then you get a little bit deeper, and then you get to the people that are aspiring, and adults are even struggling with those. But give 2 to 3 examples of what you think a 3rd or 4th grader might say for open to growth. Then give 2 to 3 examples of what you think a 7th or 8th grader might give you. And you really want to think about these. And then you're going to start really thinking about the personal, concrete example of your open to growth experience that you want to talk about at your May Cure Personalis conference. You're going to write kind of the outline of that right here. Then you're going to think about the physical artifact, right? An assignment, a picture, award, artwork, whatever it may be. You're going to write what that is here. And then you're going to talk about your strengths with that grad and your areas for growth of that grad. And then finally, specifically looking at the striving and aspiring language, how that using those definitions of that grad can help you in your future in living a life that's closer to God. So we got an in-depth view of open to growth, and then we'll do in-depth views of the other grads. Get to work.